Yeah. Oh, good. It's 3:45 in the morning, you guys. And I can't sleep. Waking up to the physics video that I fell asleep to. That's no good. That means you didn't even sleep that long. Yeah. You can't sleep either? Oh, good. Oh, there goes my light again. That thing is bright. I installed a new motion light out here. And it's freaking crazy. It's just blasting me right now. I hear a car. We could film a horror movie out here in the woods right now. I want to go pick some more berries, but we keep getting these funky little rainstorms. Molly's all about more berries. Look at her hiding back here. She's like, yeah, let's get more berries, Papa. Yeah. Oh, hi, Char Char. Charlie the gnarly. He's so freaking gnarly. Come here. Charlie the gnarly. Ah, I gotcha. Charlie is so gnarly. Oh, he was so riled up last night. Just running around playing. I think I fell asleep way too early, Nat. I fell asleep at like 9. Right at 9. Charlie. And I woke up at like 3. Oh, does that feel good? Does it feel good? Your back itchy? Are you just watching Molly eat food over there? You haven't went to bed yet? Oh, good, Charlie. What's up, Alex? Nothadriz? Not had Riz's? Alex not had Riz? That sucks, man. Thanks, Bosky. I try. I try. Charlie, what are you licking me for? What are you licking me for? What are you thirsty? There's no water here. Maybe a little in my beard. I did just take a shower. It's late for you, Nat. Yeah, it is. It's like frickin' 2:49. I'm out here in my Gamboa because it's about 50 degrees outside. Ugh. Something I ate last night is arguing with me right now as well. You just got home. You went out with your friends. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I'm just hanging out with my friends right now in my yard. There's Molly. Charlie's out there somewhere. Somewhere out there. Still getting like 1 or 2 hummingbirds a day. You're waiting on your DoorDash food? Oh, good. I saw a video yesterday. It was some chick uh, ordered some DoorDash, and when she went to deliver it, she was sitting outside of the house for about 15 minutes, and they wouldn't come get the food. So then the lady was like, "Fuck this," and she drove home. But then it was like she had lost connection to the app or something, or she lost the internet on her phone. So the DoorDash app was still showing her location to the customer, but it wasn't showing. It wasn't giving the driver the ability to cancel the order. And so the customer was able to track the driver back to their house. And then the customer showed up and like destroyed the car of the driver. And it's like, man, how can you go and destroy somebody's car and shit, but you can't go get your own food? You will donate membership if you got money on your credit card. You don't have to do that, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. I'll smoke this bowl if there's weed in my pipe. I don't know. You can do it if you want to, Alex. I was just fucking with you. They normally just leave it at your door. That's what I thought. I don't know. I've actually never ordered anything from DoorDash, so there's really nothing in my town worth fucking DoorDashing though either. And I'm not old enough to, or I'm not, excuse me, young enough to be going out. Too old for that shit. Hold on, I'm moving over here, you guys. Ugh. Into the darkness, where I feel more at home. Molly, move around. Your DoorDash driver once sent you a nude when he got lost? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey, baby. What's up, Zykes? You don't have a car right now, and plus you've been drinking. That's probably the perfect use of DoorDash, Nat. And I totally approve of that. And now that you have my approval, carry on. No. But no, that's really honestly the smartest way. Like I have ranted a little bit about why DoorDash shouldn't exist, because I'm like, people can just go get their own food. But if you're home from the bar, that is honestly the perfect use for it. Because nobody should be driving and drinking. The other thing is you'll wake up in the morning and not remember what you spent. What's up, Annihilator? Oh, so your little brother has cancer. His name is Nick. Can you say his name and I'll record it? His name's Nick. Wait, is that like vinegar? Like salt and vinegar chips? I don't know if I can say that. It's to the point where I probably can't even order salt and vinegar chips in a crowded nightclub. Because if the music cuts off right as I'm saying vinegar, somebody's going to think I said something else. Yeah, that's probably not the best bet either, Nat. There's too much vulnerability in the world. I remember like 5 years ago, maybe it was about 5 years ago, maybe it was longer than that, but it was a couple years back. I saw a fucking video. That was this guy in like New York that was going around targeting women. And he was like a monster. Like the dude was like 6'4" and like 250 pounds or something like that. And basically he would run up behind women that were like out trying to walk home from the bar or something, and he would literally just run up behind them and fucking scoop them up into the air and throw them, no bullshit, right up over his head into the air, and then let them fall and hit the ground, and they would just like break a leg or their head or whatever, and then he would take them off into the alley and do stuff with them, and people, and I don't know, it happened like several times. They finally caught the guy, but it was pretty messed up. Like, these women had no chance, he would just fucking throw them into the air. Like, I've seen guys, I'm not a really small guy, but I'm not the biggest guy either. And I've seen guys in this world that I know could chuck me around like that, And I'm like, fuck that. Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, you got to be careful, man. Well, you got to be careful if you're 10% of the world population that looks a certain way, but if you're the other 90% of the world population, you can literally say anything you fucking want. Yeah, there are some really sick people in this world. There's some really fucked up things going on lately too, like that Travis Decker situation, man. I would love to go fucking hunt that guy. I think he's probably dead, like in a cave or something, and it's gonna take years. Probably somebody's just gonna stumble upon him randomly, but that's frustrating, man. I feel so sorry for that fucking mom. Lost her kids to that sick fuck. And there was some guy here in Montana that went and shot some people a couple days ago, and I don't think they've caught him yet either. It's like, God damn it. Yeah, I think that Decker guy probably ended his own life, like I've been saying, in a mine or in a cave somewhere. And he probably did it, in a way that it will be very hard to find his body. And it's terrorism, it's got to be exactly what he wanted. Oh man, you guys, I don't know what it is, but my stomach is wrecked. I had some creamy Italian soup for dinner, and it's just stomping me out. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Either that or he staged that shit up there. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a channel called That Chapter. There's this YouTube channel called That Chapter, and he did a video on it the other day, and he kind of explained the timeline pretty well. And the guy definitely had like a fucking full day head start. Hey, what's up, Keanu? Yeah, it's about fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a pretty good channel, Nat. It's like, I would almost call it Murder Prawn, because he covers a lot of things that have happened to people like that. Yeah, I was just unable to sleep, you guys. I don't know. I was watching this video, and this guy was talking about AI and what it can do and all this stuff, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, are we really supposed to believe that AI and all that is like just now being developed by these private companies? Like, there was no way any government could figure out how to use it as a weapon. Because if there's any way any government can figure out how to use any technology as a weapon, like drones, for example, then that's what they're primarily going to be developed for. And I think it's the same thing with AI. Like, this fucking quantum computing AI shit we're hearing about. Yeah, Skynet basically, dude. Like they've been working on it behind the scenes for 20 or 30 years, and what they're showing us now is probably what they did about 20 or 30 years ago. You know, it's just I don't know. I think it's crazy hearing these so-called like experts of the field talk about how limited it is, and I'm just like, dude, there's no way. There's no fucking way. Like our governments are all just misaccounting for trillions of dollars because they're spending it on these black projects, and then we're supposed to think, oh yeah, and nothing going on. Like just for like aircraft, for example, you know, all of our current jets and everything we have has to be developed with a human being in mind, right? Like when they make the latest fighter jet, they've got to limit the ability of its turning and all that stuff to account for a human surviving inside the vehicle. Well, when you've got an AI driving the vehicle, that doesn't happen anymore. So think about what the limitations of these vehicles would be if there wasn't a human in there anymore. Like, and we don't really see anything flying around like that. So I'm thinking, you know, they're hiding it. It's there, but it's not being shown to us. I don't know. There's some crazy shit going on though. Yeah, Keanu, I mean that's kind of been a thing, right? Like I've talked about that too. When I was in the Marine Corps, I broke a creeper. A creeper is like when you're a mechanic, there's this thing you buy and you lay on it and you fucking roll around on the ground so you can go under vehicles without rolling on the actual ground, you know? Well, in the Marine Corps, I worked in a unit where we worked on vehicles. And so we would have to use a creeper to go under the vehicles. And I one day got really upset because I hit my head on something under the vehicle. And when I came out from under, I took my wrench that I had in my hand and I threw it down at the creeper and it went right through the goddamn thing, broke it. So then I took it back to the tool room and I said, hey, I broke this. I need to buy a new one. And they were like, it's $55. This thing was a piece of plywood with four, I would say they were casters, right? They weren't even wheels. They were like, it was like someone took the bottom of a can of soup and mounted like a peg in the middle of it and then turned that bottom of the can into a wheel. Like it was this wide, that big around, you know, and it wouldn't roll on the fucking ground that we were working on. Like if the slightest little pebble got hung up under that wheel, it would fucking stop rolling. I went to Walmart and I could have got a Craftsman creeper. Like Craftsman's a good brand in the tool world, right? I could have got a Craftsman brand creeper with 6 actual wheels on it, an adjustable headrest with a fucking pad on it. Like it was like, you know, if the government would have bought that Craftsman creeper, it would have cost $300 goddamn dollars because it was 300 times better than the one I had just broke. But that Craftsman creeper at Walmart, $35, 35 fucking dollars. But the shitty piece of plywood with a couple of casters fucking bolted to it that we had to buy, $55. Now I'm telling you right now, that fucking creeper didn't cost the military $55. It probably cost about $5, but they take the other $50 and it goes off to one of those projects. And that's, you know, there's I think on some of our planes, there are actual toilet seats that cost like $25,000. And it's just because there's only one company in the world that makes that toilet seat. And so the you know, the Air Force, whoever's buying this jet, they have to buy that part from them. It should be lower, Keanu, because volume, how many creepers do you think the government wanted from that company, right? So whenever you buy anything in bulk, you get it cheaper. And then The other thing is every single fucking thing that we have in the military, from our boots to our rifles, is made by the lowest bidder. Like, the government will say, I want a new M16 for the Marine Corps. Somebody make it. Smith and Wesson will make it. SIG will fucking make it. Beretta will make it. Fucking all these different companies will make it. And then they'll go to the government and they'll say, I can make you this rifle for $500 a rifle. And then the other company will say, I can make it for $475. The other company will say, oh, I can make it for $450. And the government will take the lowest bidder. It doesn't matter who makes the best rifle or who makes the best gear. It's who makes it the cheapest. And that's what our government goes with, the cheapest. So it wouldn't be more expensive because it was bought by the military. It should be the exact fucking opposite. The problem is like I'm saying, the U.S. military, honestly, all of our shit is bullshit. It's outdated. It's not worth a fuck. And you know, they say the U.S. military spends more money on our military than like the rest of the world combined. But that might be true, but we're not getting what we pay for. You know what I mean? Like, we're spending just way too much money on shit that doesn't even fucking work anymore. They might. I was just throwing a name out there to throw a name out there, but you know, I don't know if they exactly do, but they made our M9s and shit. They tried to make our newest pistol, right? And that was the thing too, like the M9A4 is a huge advancement over the M9 that we were all that I had to fucking use. I didn't, you know, get to carry one per se, but I had to qualify with a fucking 9mm Beretta, right? And what the military replaced all those pistols with is this fucking P320 that's going off in everybody's holsters these days. When they could have done it with the M9A4, and it's a way better M9, everybody would have still known the platform, and you know, it would have been awesome. But instead, they were like, "Nah, we can go with SIG because it's cheap." It's going to the secret moon base. Yeah, probably, dude. Probably. Yeah, I really did not like the M9. Like, when I was in, the one we had was shit. It was fixed sights, you know, so you really couldn't, really, you know, adjust the sights. You just had to know where it was hitting, and it was hitting all over the fucking place. I kind of think that, Brian. I think there is fucking like a breakaway civilization that has way more technology than everybody else. It's like all the different pistol companies are making 2K11s now too, dude. You know, it started out, you had a couple of companies doing them like as almost like a custom thing, and then they were, you know, being done by like Staccato and a couple of these other companies for like $4 or $5. Then all of a sudden, Springfield and Smith and Wesson start doing it. I see Kimber's doing one now. Actually, Kimber's doing a couple of 2K11s, and they look fucking badass, honestly. Like, yeah, I really like, I don't know, I'm liking the 2K11 style. It's a night, you know, 2K11 means that it's like a 1911 at the top, but then you have the double stacked mag of like a modern 9. Or they're doing them in other calibers as well, but like, yeah, the Kimber 2K11s are pretty sexy looking. The pistols are a pain in the ass to use. They're not that easy, you know? Not that accurate. But yeah, the government wastes our fucking money on a bunch of shit. And then they don't even give us the right shit or the shit we need. Whoa, I'm seeing something flying over. I can just see two lights connected. Like they're definitely connected. I don't think you guys can see it. That's fucking weird. Oh, it's Starlink, I think. If I see one more, I'll know. We get satellites flying around out here. You know, my camera probably, like I said, won't really capture them. But that's weird looking, though. Those are not staying on the same heading. It's like they're turning. Oh, it's strange. Like it looks like two of them are really close to each other, but they're rotating around each other and getting closer than they were. And then there's another one following them on the same line. Like it looks like it's kind of connected, but they have turned in the sky. No, wait, there's a third one. Yeah, it is Starlink, I think. I don't know if you guys know much about the Starlink satellites, but they kind of fly in a chain, but they're spread out. You know, you can't see them like on top of each other or anything, but yeah, probably, dude. When I was a kid, you would have to lay out in the yard for a good half an hour to see one satellite. And now, as I watch this Starlink chain, I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be a chain of like 50 of these things go by over the next fucking half an hour, but they're all in the same line, you know, and there's plans to be way more of them too, right? Like when they started putting Starlink in the space, there was about 1,500 satellites in orbit, and Elon has got the approval to put 8,000 in orbit. So, you know, there's just going to be like the night sky is going to be way different in the future, you guys. People will look up and they won't know what's a star because there's going to be so much other shit. There'll probably be ads, dude. I won't be surprised. Like in the night sky, you'll look up and you'll see a fucking commercial playing in the sky. You'll go out to look at the stars and you'll instead see Dancing with the Stars, season 75. It's fucked up because my phone actually does a pretty good job of low light photography. But when I stream, it's like it locks the camera to not do that. And then, yeah, you guys can't see shit. I can't really use it to see shit. There's like a plane or something flying the opposite way. Oh, I see Venus is just starting to crest. A book called Blind Sight talks about the sky in the future just like that. There's a book called Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. And he says that JFK was going to tell the people about the aliens having a base on the backside of the moon. And that was why they killed him. William Cooper was naval intelligence, apparently. And I think they did eventually kill him. What's up, Austin Howell? What's up, Monder? How you guys doing this morning? I'm out here freezing with my dogs. Actually, it's all right. I'm chilling in my poncho, my Gamboa. Hey, what's up, Fear the Pack 316? I haven't seen you in years, I think. Years. My dogs are fucking playing with each other. Let's go free cam. Whoa. There's Molly. There's Charlie. Rockstar Games sent you a 2-hour survey. What happened in GTA Online? Heard they're doing age verification for everything, you guys. Which I don't think that's going to bother me too much, you know. They'll probably use facial recognition and see my beard and be like, yeah, that dude's old. Turn. Maybe you guys can see me if I'm more in the light. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys didn't expect me to be wearing a hat, did you? Well, you probably saw it under there. I don't know. It's nice and cool out here on my bald head. It's about 50 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. I'm watching a Starlink chain fly over, which is kind of cool, kind of futuristic looking. My dogs are fucking with each other a little bit. Well, it's Charlie doing the fucking. Molly's just putting up with it. It's so hot there. Dude, it's seriously like 50 here. Let's look. You guys be the judge. What did I say? It's more like 48. No wonder my toes are freezing. No wonder my little tootsies are rolling. Charlie, where the hell are you? He's like under the... Whoa, Molly, settle down. Knock the camera over, you little bitch. Charlie was like under me just now, popping out from under this poncho like it's a dress. Speaking of that, I don't know if you guys have seen what I'm actually wearing here. Let me step back. My Gamboa. Can't see shit. I need this because of how cold it is. Now I'm in quick draw mode. quick nip mode. It is getting cooler in the mornings though, you guys, which means I'm gonna have to go get some fucking firewood. Settle down, brain dead diver, settle down. Don't make me get my wetsuit on. I had to tie an extra rope to the fucking little zipper tail thing because I couldn't reach it around back. But now that I did that, I can get that thing on all by myself. And it's awesome. Been getting the 50s. That's kind of what it's been all summer for us, you know. That's kind of the standard. 55, maybe 60 on a cloudy night. It'd probably warm me up if I put my wetsuit on. Callie would probably also wake up and be like, what the fuck are you doing? She'd hear me going, trying to put the fucking thing on. No, it's actually not that bad. I remember when I was a kid, my dad had a wetsuit and I used it a couple times and it was hell to get that thing on and then really bad to get that thing off. Ugh. But the one I got is pretty easy. It's, you know, it's like 30 years difference. Is it just you or is time going faster? No, time's definitely going faster, dude. They say that Earth has sped up in its rotation, which it's probably not really noticeable. Like it's like a microsecond or something. But yeah, the older you get, the faster time goes. Molly, shut the fuck up. It's 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Actually, it's 4:22. I missed 4:20. Just sitting here talking. I must have been looking right at it. God. But yeah, the older you get, the faster time goes, dude. When I was a kid, like each summer break of my childhood was faster and faster. And it's to the point now where weeks go by about as fast as days used to go by. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's basically like the weekend comes around so fast that I'm like, holy shit, it's the weekend. Like it just, and I don't know. It's just my perception of time. And what scares me is that they say it increases in speed like this until you hit about 55 years old, and then it kind of levels off. So you know the old people, the people that are really old, they were my age like 2 minutes ago, at least in their mind. What are you two freaks doing back here? And here we see Charlie being extra gnarly. I've made jokes about it, but sometimes I think it's no bullshit. Like, there's this thing called the LHC, or the Large Hadron Collider, in like CERN, Switzerland, or something like that. Well, I think it's under a couple of countries, but it's like a big circle where they accelerate particles in 2 different directions, and they make them come around the circle and hit each other. And when I say it's a big circle, it's like miles, right? And it makes it to where they can accelerate 2 different particles fast enough that when they hit each other, they collide and they release all these, they think it's subatomic particles that go flying everywhere. And then they try to figure out what those are, or they had actually theorized that there was one called the Higgs boson, and they needed to smash particles to see it, right? And they apparently did figure it out, or they did observe it and prove that it existed. But either way, they started fucking using this thing in like 2013. You know, this is when they switched it on and first smashed some particles together. And then apparently here recently they've said that they've figured out how to make gold with the thing. And I've seen also there's this thing where they're talking about nuclear fusion or power plants or whatever will be able to produce like 3,000 tons of gold per year. Either way, I've made jokes about it, and I think it might be true that maybe they altered fucking like time and space itself when they turned that thing on. Like they had talked about the potential for them to accidentally open up a black hole with it. And it's like, what if they did, you know, and they sucked us into an alternate fucking dimension where everybody's crazy, and then it's like half of us perceive it as being one dimension and then the other half perceive the other dimension, and it's like, you know, there's people living in two different fucking realities. Like it feels like that, dude. No, dude, they've been fucking around with quantum shit since the 1920s. That kind of pisses me off to know that too, because when I was a kid, they told us that the nucleus was the center of an atom. There was nothing beyond that or below that. You know, it's like, I don't understand why they don't teach it like more. I mean, I get that it's like they're trying to gatekeep the information so that you have a reason to go to college or some shit. But like it's irritating to me that I was taught something in science class that wasn't true by people who fucking knew it wasn't true because they had went to college, and apparently there was people who had known for decades about things that were far in advance of what I fucking was being taught. And it's just stupid. Like why limit us, especially when we're kids? Like I think we're more able to learn at a younger age. They should start like with the most complex part of it and work their way from that to the simplicity, not the simplicity to the complex. It's irritating. Perhaps that's why time is getting faster. Someone created a really small black hole and time is being slowly sucked in. Maybe. Or, I don't know. You know, maybe it's all these satellites we're putting up in space, like we're lowering Earth's fucking specific gravity or some shit, and that's what's causing it to speed up, and then they're probably lying to us about how fast it's actually speeding up. Dude, it seems like the seasons are off. I just saw a video yesterday, actually, it reminds me. This chick was talking about her garden and how almost everything had died in her garden this year. And then she was saying that she keeps getting bit by mosquitoes that she can't hear. And I was like, son of a bitch. That blows my mind because, you know, you always heard mosquitoes, right? Like when I was a kid and then forever, basically, whenever a mosquito comes around, you kind of hear them annoying you before they try to bite you. You hear this little, you know. But here lately, the mosquitoes, like I woke up the other day and I had a couple mosquito bites on my elbow and, you know, just from sitting out here, and I never did hear any of them. It's fucking weird. Like what if they genetically engineered mosquitoes to be silent? No, I think it's more likely that they're mosquitoes. We get horseflies out here in the US, dude, or where I live, but it's like only at a lake. You gotta go, your food just got here. Damn, that took forever. It's been 45 fucking minutes. And they left it at the door. Well, they better not have ate any of the fries, or whatever you got. I don't know. Hopefully you got something good. But yeah, we got horseflies out here, dude, but I've only ever seen them while swimming. In fact, I pretty much have to be in the water and then they'll land on you. And when they bite, it fucking hurts. Like, you know, you got bit by a horsefly because it's like, I imagine they've got like big ass horse teeth, dude. Like, have you ever seen the teeth of a horse? That's what I imagine a horsefly has because when they bite you, it's like, ugh, like, what the fuck was that, dude? Like, as a matter of fact, when I see a horsefly, I am on a mission to kill that motherfucker. Because, you know, we got houseflies out here. They'll be about this big. Horseflies will be about that big. Like, they're massive motherfuckers. You got a cheesesteak from a food truck? Oh, I almost read that as cheesecake, and then I was really like upset. You know what we've been having a lot of here lately, dude, is daddy longleg spiders, which they're pretty much harmless, but they're everywhere this year. Like, I've been seeing them like crazy. And then a lot of mosquitoes too for some reason. You almost got stung by a scorpion. Dude, when I lived in Texas back in, well, it was years ago, back in like 2008, I was living down in Southeast Texas and I was working nights, but it was a night where I wasn't at work. So I was home. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was in bed with my wife at the time, but I didn't, I wasn't really sleeping, you know, because it just, like, I had fallen asleep, but it, you know, I wasn't like gonna stay in bed basically because it was my off day and I was trying to actually stay awake, but I had went to bed with her or whatever. But either way, I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I felt something on my fucking back. And so I got out of bed and I stepped into my bathroom, which was right next to my bedroom, and there was a light on in there, right? So as I stepped into the bathroom where there was light, I grabbed this thing off my back that I couldn't see and I just threw it straight on the floor because I wanted to see it in the light, you know? And I honestly was expecting it to be a big ass spider, and it was a scorpion about that fucking long, just a little guy. Then one time I was in the living room and she was my wife at the time, but she's my ex now. But my ex-wife had went in the bathroom and saw a fucking snake in our bathroom. You know, I'm in the living room eating a sandwich and all of a sudden she's screaming and crying. And so I go running in the bedroom and she tells me there's a snake in the bathroom. Well, I had a pistol. I grabbed it. And then I thought, no, I don't want to blow a hole in the fucking floor. So then I went in the kitchen and I grabbed like the biggest pot and pan that I could grab. And I went in there and I was like, damn it, I don't know what kind of snake this is. And it's going to bite me if I try to catch it in this bullshit. So then I went back outside and I grabbed a fucking big ass shovel. And I came in the house and I just bashed the shit out of this snake with a shovel. And it turned out to be a chicken snake. It was a 3-foot long chicken snake though. And that thing was nasty looking. I think it was not poisonous, but I wasn't taking any fucking chances. A lot fewer spiders and insects over here over the past few years. Large uptick in butterflies. We've got a lot of butterflies this year. Shitload of them. And way more hummingbirds this year than ever before as well. But I think that's because I've been doing stuff with the feeders. Like we changed a lot with our hummingbird feeders. Got ones that they prefer to let or use, and then we learned how to make nectar the right way. I've been looking at the North Star pretty much my whole life, you know, maybe since I was about 10 years old, actually. I think that's when I learned about it in Cub Scouts. They gave us this little pamphlet, and I remember it had a little boy looking up at the night sky, and you could see the Big Dipper, and then you could see like lines drawn through the two stars on the end of the spoon, and then it showed how to locate the North Star, and I never forgot that. That little image on that pamphlet burned into my fucking brain. Like when I was in Kuwait, when I was in the Marine Corps, my lieutenant was trying to take us somewhere on foot, and he said we were going east or some shit. And I was like, that can't be right because that's the North Star right there. And he was like, that ain't the North Star. Because most people think the North Star is just the brightest fucking star in the sky, and it's not. And we had a slight argument. And then I think he didn't have a compass on him at that moment. And we ended up going back to the vehicles, and we got a compass out, and he shot a fucking azimuth at the star that I had pointed at, and it was dead north. And he was like, what the fuck? And then that's when that's pretty much when he knew that I was gonna be the fucking navigator or whatever. I was like our point man for our fucking unit. We were a vehicle unit though, you know, so it was like my vehicle was the lead vehicle, and I'd have to go with him to all these different briefs whenever we were going to go somewhere. Pretty much the whole time we were anywhere, you know, I would be having to go with him to the next briefing so that we could figure out where we were going next. And they would tell us where we were going to go. Like they would say, we need you to go to this place. And they would tell you in the form of a grid number. And then, or maybe they might show me on a map, you know. But then I would have to take a stack of maps that they had given me, figure out where we were, and then where they wanted us to go. And then I'd have to lay these maps out and figure out the route. You know, there was no map quest. I was fucking map quest, basically. Like, I'd have to fucking figure out how we were going to get there, kind of draw the route on the map with a little map pen that I had. And then we would take off driving, and I would lead. And then, 50-something vehicles would fucking fall in behind me, and we'd take off. I was a corporal in the Marine Corps. A fucking E4, dude. In charge of an LAV-25, which the vehicle itself is about $2 million worth of shit. Then you've got like 6 people on board that you're directly responsible for. And then as point man of a fucking convoy like that, if I take the wrong turn, like if I lead us to the wrong place and get us completely lost, it's my fault. If I decide to take the right route and we get there, but we get attacked by the enemy, it's my fault because I chose to drive down those fucking roads. Like, it was a high stress job. Plus, you're the lead vehicle, right? Like, imagine wherever you fucking go, you're the first person the enemy sees. That was me. Molly, are you chewing on rocks? Stop fucking chewing on rocks. She seriously is chewing on a fucking rock. It sounds like she's chewing on a piece of dog food, and then I see her drop it, and it's... Molly, what do they taste like? They can't be good for your teeth. No, you bitch. No. Quit it. Quit it, quit it, quit it. We were in fucking Jordan one night, driving along in what was supposed to be mostly open desert. And then all of a sudden, we were falling. We were only going about 20 miles an hour, but we had hit a wadi, which is like a big, like dry ditch or like a dry creek bed, you know, and like when there's torrential flooding or whatever in the desert, it will dig these little creek beds deep, you know. It'll be like 10 feet wide by almost 10 feet deep. So we're driving along in a 14-ton, 8-wheeled vehicle going along, and all of a sudden we just go like this, boom, like straight into the ground. You know, and it was dark. It was one of those moonless nights where the NVGs barely worked. And fucking, man, we hit hard. That shit sucked. It broke broke part of the vehicle. It was like this thing called the trim vane on the front of the LAV. It was meant to, it's only for swim ops actually. Like when we're swimming the vehicle, that trim vane's supposed to go up so that it keeps waves from going over the front of the vehicle. But that thing is sheared completely off. And then, yeah, we were all just kind of bruised up from smashing into everything. I was standing up in the turret, and luckily I had my sappy plates in, so when I hit the fucking edges of the turret and stuff, it was mostly took up by that, you know. Yeah, it was scary as fuck. There was another night we were actually in the United States. We were in Virginia doing some training. We were driving down a paved road going about 30 miles an hour, and out of nowhere, the vehicle put itself into reverse. I trust my driver. He was a fucking legend as far as professionalism and like this kid really cared about the vehicle, like the cleanliness of the vehicle. He was always fucking on top of it. So much so that we could kind of mess with him just by like putting trash in the vehicle. We wouldn't do it too often, but it was kind of fun. But either way, you know, like I said, we're going about 30 miles an hour, and all of a sudden, the vehicle, a 14-ton vehicle, skipped down the road. We had to come back in the morning to make sure we hadn't lost anything, you know, and off the vehicle. And when we got there, we could see our skid marks on the pavement, and you could see where the vehicle initially slid for about a foot, and then it hopped, and then skidded, and then hopped, like it was crazy, dude. And inside the turret, there was two big fucking radios that were in them. They're like bolted into a mount, and they're kind of stacked on top of each other in that mount. They sheared out of that. Like the radios, there was so much like force shoving them forward that they actually broke from their mount and hit me in the fucking leg and shit, like, which sucked ass. And it was another like my lieutenant had just made us all start putting our sappy plates back in our flak jackets, so luckily I had caught that with my chest instead of just my flak jacket. Because where I was standing, I kind of hit like chest first into like this big sight block. It's like this big hunk of fucking steel. But it was all taken up by the sappy, which somehow didn't even break. That was cool. Those things are pretty fucking strong. But yeah, that was a bad night too. Just mechanical issues. Those vehicles are fucking old as shit. It was a LAV. I didn't even know they existed until I got in the Marines. Molly, stop fucking chewing on rocks. It sounded like you actually ate that one. Like, go over there and eat dog food. You're pissing me off. You can't eat rocks. You're gonna shit rocks, you little shit rock. No. I don't think it's very good for her to eat rocks. That's why I'm trying not to let her do it. Yeah, you better go to sleep. It's fucking 3:44. Yeah, have a good one, Nat. Yeah, no problem. Give you a little bit of entertainment while you eat. Or conversation, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see you later, Nat. Nat's tats. I suppose she's a tattoo artist, so her work day probably doesn't start till like fucking 4 o'clock. Something like that. Maybe noon if she wants. That's kind of cool. living the artist life. Man, I've been watching this guy named Charlie Veach over there in the UK going around, and it's funny as shit. He fucking goes around talking shit to a bunch of people. Well, not just that, but he's kind of covering a lot of like what's going on with the migrants and stuff. But it's just like if he sees anybody dressed as Antifa or anything like that, he's always like, "Why are you dressed like that? What are you trying to intimidate people?" And then I seen one of his bodyguards had to fucking fuck somebody up like a month ago because the guy rushed up on them with a knife, and fucking his bodyguard just like kicked him right in the xiphoid. Fucking put his ass down. It was so funny. You could tell that kid was like, "What?" Yeah, that shit's getting crazy. I also watch a guy. His name's like, it's like ex-British military Paz or something like that. He's from over there, and he's been kind of covering the hotels and stuff. It's crazy how no matter where you are in Western culture, there's people that are retarded and they want to keep our countries going to shit. Like over here, you know, we've got immigration trying to enforce the fucking laws, and then you got the left out there trying to prevent them from doing their jobs, and they're making apps where they track the federal agents and shit. It's like when I came home from Iraq, I had to get inspected by customs enforcement. Okay? As a Marine coming home from a war zone, first fucking person I saw landing on the beach in North Carolina was a customs enforcement agent coming to inspect our equipment and shit to make sure we didn't have anything that we weren't supposed to have. You know, we had to go by their rules. That's federal law. And you know what? They're the same agency. It's ICE, Immigration and Custom Enforcement. So, you know, I just don't understand how people can just pick a fucking policy that they don't like within the federal government and then go completely against them. It's like I've said about the Forest Service, you know, I don't particularly like dealing with the Forest Service. I think it's bullshit that I have to buy a fucking firewood permit, that I have to buy a Christmas tree permit, or that they got Forest Service cops out here that will give me a ticket for driving around on a dirt road in the middle of the woods without a seatbelt on. I think all that's bullshit. But I'm not going to go down here to the Forest Service and start protesting their existence. I'm not going to fucking start following Forest Service workers home and protesting their existence right there in their yard. But that's what the left is doing to just another agency, basically, just a different federal agency. And they're not just doing it here in the United States, but they're doing it in Britain, from what I can tell. You know, you got patriots, regular citizens that are sick and fucking tired of migrants just raping their kids and showing up by the boatloads to just keep doing it over and over again. And so they're standing up for themselves. And then you got these fucking weirdos going out here protesting against them. It's like, I'm pretty sure China could invade our countries, and these Antifa leftist fucking nut jobs would be out there in the streets, like trying to help them. They'd probably be getting killed by the invading force, and they wouldn't even give a fuck. And then they would just be like, "Yeah, get them, comrades," and they would be fighting us. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. I was watching that Charlie Veach though, and he was in Manchester, I think, and he was talking about how, you know, the whole bombing thing happened, and he was saying that the guards didn't stop the guy because they didn't want to be called racist. And it's like, he's standing there with a huge fucking backpack right outside this event, fucking praying. And then he goes in and blows himself up. Like, what the fuck? Like, at a certain point, we got to care enough about our own fucking people to actually do something. Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of it's probably engineered by not just China, but anybody that has an interest in seeing the West fail. Like probably Russia, probably fucking Iran. Well, I don't know if they really care that much, but I would say definitely China and Russia, and they honestly have a reason to hate us too, because we've been, you know, basically at some sort of war with both of those countries since the end of World War II. Like during the Korean War, the reason the US military really could not win is because China was involved. We were fighting divisions of the Chinese in the Korean War. In the Vietnam War, Russia was involved and they backed the Vietnamese, and so did China. And so, yeah, I'm sure both those countries have a huge vested interest in seeing ours fail. And anything that causes division, anything that causes weakness, like look at what has happened to the nuclear family. Look at what has happened to masculinity. Do you think they're preaching about toxic masculinity in China or in Russia? I watch their videos. They're fucking out in the woods playing with bears. Do you think they give a fuck about toxic masculinity? Fuck no. But here in the West, we're supposed to. We're supposed to be like, oh, let me not offend you. We need to stop giving the motherfuck about everybody's fucking feelings and stop being so fucking weak, because all these motherfuckers are taking our kindness for weakness. And our weakness is weakness. Like, it wouldn't shock me if Western society did get fucking rolled over by the rest of the world right now, because we're weaker than we've ever fucking been. We're so fucking goddamn weak. If you tell people they're weak, they fucking can't handle it. Like, my fucking, like, pee-wee fucking baseball coach talked to me harder than these motherfucking kids are getting talked to by their own parents these days. It's just sad, dude. It's a bunch of weak bitches, and you can't even call it out. In your country, if you act kind or anything, they'll think you are weak. It's really pissing you off. I think it's just all conditioning, dude. Like they want us to fucking hate each other. They want us to fucking be weak as shit. Stupid. That's why, like, you see the dumbest shit on all these social media apps and stuff, because they're promoting that so that, it's basically the only thing that succeeds. And then we're more like incentivized to do stupid shit and to be dumb. And I see it big time in just the way people are, like our mannerisms and stuff. Like young men, 20 years old, teenagers and stuff, they look like women. They're running around with hairstyles that are basically a woman's hairstyle. They're like flipping their hair out of their eyes all the time, and it's the mannerisms and the behavior of a woman. And then the women are doing the opposite. They're butch as hell. They're acting like dudes. They're fucking being aggressive and wanting to fight dudes all the time. And, and we don't know what the fuck to do because we can't really fight back. So then they feel emboldened by their aggression because they think that it's working. and really they're just protected, and so we can't do anything to them. And so, they in turn think they're so badass that they can fight men, and then they try, and then inevitably some man will stick them with one fucking punch and knock them the fuck out. And then that guy's going to fucking jail and being labeled as a woman beater and all that. And it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Like, women need to understand that they can't be stepping up to men. Even though men aren't supposed to hit you, sure, but they could, and they'll fucking knock you the fuck right out. But women don't seem to believe that these days. They seem to think that they're like equal to men physically. And I don't get that at all. Like, I would say I'm probably above average for strength, like for your average dude, you know. But that being said, I guarantee you there are men in this world that are 2, 3, maybe even 10 times stronger than I am, you know. Like, I know my place on the fucking totem pole. I'm not fucking stupid. But there's women in this world that think they could beat up any fucking man. And I'm just like, no. You wouldn't even be able to beat up the average fucking dude. I'm from Montana. Vaishali Malik. You must be from India or something, man. Yeah, I'm from Montana in the USA. And my dogs are just fighting with each other this whole time. Have I tried Indian food? I think I've had some of it, dude. I'm not very good with spicy foods, though. I'll shit blood. No, but I get like really bad heartburn, and then I don't have like the best tolerance for spice. Like, it will fuck me up. Yeah, Charlie the gnarly. Come here, Charlie. 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 Come here. Come here. Oh, he's having too much fun. Yeah, he is settling in nicely, though. He's got some kind of issue where something must have happened to him while he was asleep. Callie looked it up, and she said she thinks he got attacked while he was asleep. So sometimes when he's asleep, if you even touch him or even move around near him, he will wake up pissed off and just be like, "Arr!" Like ready to bite you. And 2 nights ago, I was sleeping on the couch, right? He jumps up and lays on the footrest where I had my arm laying out, and was sleeping curled up next to me right there on the couch. And then at some point while I was asleep, I didn't know he was next to me. I had flopped my arm. I must have picked my arm up and then flopped it back on top of him. Well, he woke up to that and snarled at me. And then maybe like a half an hour later, I was like, I don't want to do that again, you know, and I wanted to get some room for my arm. So I went to roll over to face away from him on the couch. And like, as I rolled over, just the movement of me moving on the cushion with him caused him to wake up and bite me on the back of my head, which it was like as soon as he made contact with me, he realized it was happening, and he pulled back. So he didn't really bite me, but I felt his teeth hit the back of my head, right? And it's the weirdest thing too, because you can tell when he wakes up that he's like, oh shit, and he doesn't want to have done it. So it's kind of sad, but we're working on him, or working with him on it. We gotta basically just try to wake him up real gentle, and he's kind of like me. That's kind of how I am. Like, I can wake up really happy sometimes, or I can wake up just ready to fucking kill everything. Is living in Montana really expensive? Apparently, houses here are really fucking expensive. So moving here might be expensive, but living here isn't too bad. But yeah, moving here might suck. What's up, Viper? Yeah, they're having too much fun, dude. Monder, you're from Libya? Right on, dude. That's like northern Africa. They say dogs take after their owners. Well, yeah, he's about 10 months old, and we got him from a fucking rescue shelter, and then they had got him from a kill shelter down in Texas. So there's, I can't remember what it's called. There's a program where it's like this company, they go and they pick up like 30 dogs from a shelter in Texas, and then they fly them up here to Montana and bring him to the shelter here, and then people adopt him. So we adopted him from the shelter here in Montana, but they, like I said, had got him from a kill shelter. I woke up at like fucking 3 o'clock, Vaishali. I went to bed way too fucking early, dude. Viper the Red has been a member of the Zombeard for 50 months. That's insane, dude. Thank you, Viper. There's a plane flying over. It's 1 in the afternoon for you in Libya. My dog's looking at that plane. She's like, what the fuck is that? What is that? They're like, wait, time out. There's an airplane. They're both staring at the sky. Nope, game on. I think the only one with the well, Callie's got the longest. Hers is like 80 months or something. Yeah, Viper was watching me on Twitch. Yeah, I started streaming on Twitch in June of 2014. I hit 1,000 followers in under a month when I started streaming on Twitch. And then I started getting fucked with really bad. And I was really new to all that, you know, and I don't know, I thought there was some things that were off limits. There is no such thing on the internet, though, and I just didn't want to see it that way or whatever. And I admittedly had fairly thin skin, so, you know, I got really pissed off when I was getting fucked with, and I ended up just saying fuck it and moving over to YouTube. I still have my Twitch channel, though. I've got like 4.2K followers or something, but I've not streamed on there in years. I guess I kind of keep it as a backup, but I don't know. I don't really like Twitch. I don't like the fucking platform. It seems to be like a leftist hell these days. And it was pretty much a troll's paradise when I was over there. What's up, Gid? Good morning, dude. How's the berries been? Your health got bad enough where you needed to buy yourself an SUV because of how low your other car was? What do Americans think about Indians? We think you guys are all sitting over there in call centers trying to figure out ways to scam our old people out of their fucking money. And you know what else? We think you guys should stop telling us that your name's Steve when it's really fucking Mudahar, because we just want to know your real name and we wouldn't judge you for it being not a non-American sounding name. Like that shit pisses me off when they'll be like, "Oh yeah, my name is Steve," and I'm like, "No, it's not, dude." Like my my wife's grandmother was dying earlier this year, and before she died, she was getting all these scam callers, and this one called, and I picked up the phone, and she was saying all this shit, and she said her name was Sarah or something like that, and I was like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Just tell me your real name." And then she got really pissed off and hung up the phone. I think it's because she knew that the scam was over. But, you know, but no, on some real levels, dude, I'm just fucking with you about that. I mean, that's kind of what a lot of people think probably, but I don't know. I think India is a big ass country of like over 1 billion people. So, it's like a huge percentage of the human experience, the human population, right? It's I don't know. It's a beautiful country. I don't know if I would want to go there necessarily. I think it's maybe too many fucking people in one spot for me, but I would like to maybe go there. And I'm really into rocks and stuff, and I've seen some pretty cool geology videos about India and some other places over that way where people go and they buy some pretty crazy shit in the markets. Berries are good. You're going in half an hour? Oh shit. Yeah, I've been going a little bit, dude. I got 8 gallons so far. I gave a gallon to my daughter yesterday though, so now I'm down to 7. Well, maybe a little less than 7 because I've been eating the shit out of them too. Why was you like 2 minutes behind? YouTube's been doing that, man. You got to be checking because it likes to buffer and then put you behind. Or if you leave the stream and then come back, it'll put you where you were when you left, right? Like it won't put you back to live. So you got to check when you come back too. Some Indians try really hard to like foreigners. They just feel ashamed to speak in their accents about their names. I don't know why they do that. I think it's just, it's probably more of like like you're trying to fucking, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like you're trying to appeal to an American audience, and so you try to be more relatable, and so that's why they probably tell those people to give false names that sound American. But it's obvious that you're probably not that name, because it's just too basic. Like even my name, my first name is Ramsey. Like my name's more strange than most of the names they're going with. Just tell us your real name. Like I wanna try to spell it on a piece of paper. Let me get a pencil and a piece of paper, and I'll write this down. Like before you steal my money, let's be friends. No, I don't know. Like I've had mixed experiences with like Indian tech support. I've had some where they were easy to understand and they were quite knowledgeable and very helpful. And I've had some where you couldn't understand them and they didn't give a fuck. I had one time I had bought a new router and it didn't come with the installed disk or something like that. So I had to go online and look it up. Well, I made the mistake of thinking that Google search would give me the like official website for the #1 response to my search, and it had not. So when I had searched I can't remember what brand the router was, but it was like I had looked up that router name and then install disk, it was like the thing that I needed was like the second or third option of the list, right? But the first option at the very top, and this was way before they started doing sponsored searches or anything like that. What's up, Azumoto? But yeah, so anyway, the first fucking option, I had clicked on it thinking it was the official site, and then there was a phone number, and I call this guy, and he's telling me that I need to give him remote access to my computer, and then he wanted $150 to set up this fucking router, dude. And I was just like, no. I was like, there's no way I'm paying that. And I thought this was the official company, so I was like, I'm gonna get you fired, dude. You're trying to scam me. I thought he was just this like official company, and so then like our phone, like I think I hung up on him, and then I called back thinking that I was gonna get a different person within this real company, right? And it was just him all over again. And so we cussed each other out again, and then that was that. And then I figured out that I had called this random ass tech support basically, and it was like an Indian guy, that was doing his own thing. But motherfucker, like, I don't know. I think even to this day, you can kind of pay Google to boost your searches, or to like boost you within a search category or something. And back in those days, it must have been really cheap, because this guy was like, the number one result. You think about Americans that y'all are so rich and living your best life, best infrastructure, and best education system, and you really want to come there just like one time. I mean, it's all right here, dude, but yeah, it's not that great, but it is pretty good. I think what makes America so appealing to the rest of the world is they look at how our poorest are living. And that's something you look at in other countries too, right? Like even the poorest of the poor here in America live better than some people who are actually trying in other countries. And so, people who are really trying and really struggling in, some of these faraway countries, when they see people who are just fucking existing, living a better life than them, sure, they want to come here and try it out. They want to see what it's all about. Most people, especially students, go to America or Australia for their studies, and many families are moving from India. Also, they are permanently shifted to America. It's like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a big land of opportunity. I think the problem is we're starting to get too many people, and the same with, I think, all Western countries. It's a very noble idea that we could take in anyone and everyone and support them, but like, if the whole entire world moved to the US and the UK and Australia, like, what the fuck? What would happen to those places? Like, they wouldn't be that great. They would be terrible. And you know, it's like, take India, for example. Let's say everybody in India moved to the US, right? Well, then that's like 1.1 billion people move into a country of 350 million people. Basically, the US would be India, and then would it be the US anymore? You know? And how long would it take the US to become India? And then would the people in the US that has now become India want to leave and go somewhere else because it's no longer worth a shit? Like, this is my question to the rest of the world. Why can't you guys emulate us? You know, all the people in South America that just have to come to America because it's just this land of opportunity and it's so great. Why can't you set up governments in your countries and just do exactly what we do? Why can't you do that? Why is it so hard for everybody else to do what we do? You know, so much so that people have to flee all these countries and come to our countries. And you know, we'll take in as many as we can, and as long as people want to come in and contribute to this whole fucking thing and keep it going, then sure. But when you got people coming in and they want to have like 5 wives and like 27 kids and just live on the system and not contribute in any fucking way, and we as Western society say, well, this person's different from us, we must honor them and give them all this shit. Like, how long can we sustain that? You know, and obviously it's got to the point where we can't anymore. Miss Tail, 21 months in the Zombeard? Holy shit. I don't even think I know you. I don't think you've ever said anything. Unless you changed your name or something. But yeah, it's kind of an awkward thing, you know. It's like I don't think I would fucking turn anybody away from my own front doorstep if they were starving or if they needed clothes or whatever. Like, I've helped the homeless. I've helped a lot of people I didn't know in my life. But, you know, if you became known in your town for being that guy and all of a sudden you woke up and there was 50 fucking people lined up outside your house all wanting something, like, you might be able to help them that first day. But after that, you know, it might get pretty tough. And I think that's kind of where we're at. Like, it's just, we want to help everybody, but it's too hard. And we're getting to the point where we can't really help ourselves anymore, which is making it to where we can't help others, right? Like, if we want to be able to help the rest of the world, we need to be able to sustain our own systems and our own lives, basically. No name change, just lurking. That's cool, Miss Tail. I appreciate it. That's awesome. That blows my mind. That's the longest lurk anybody's ever lurked in the history of lurks. That's awesome, though. Where's my wife? I think she's in bed, dude. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's 5:18. And I was able to see all the stars about half an hour ago, and now there's like this fog or something overhead. I can't see shit. It is starting to get a little light out, though. Charlie, are you being gnarly? These two little goofies. Yeah, I've got kids, but they're older now. Well, my oldest is 21. I've got a 21-year-old son, a 20-year-old son, an 18-year-old daughter. Don't you get any fucking ideas? And then a 14-year-old daughter. I think she's 14. Yeah. It's crazy. Damn it, I can't believe my buddy's going berry picking. He's going to be leaving in about 10 minutes to go pick berries, and I'm going to be sitting here doing nothing. I need to get my ass out in the woods, you guys. Go get some firewood. Go pick some more berries. This year has been like the best year in the history of huckleberries. Yeah, Viper, that's cool. love America when you were younger? Your dream was to come there, but it never happened. Well, you might still be able to, dude. If you came to the U.S., where would you go? Viper, you want to get yourself a pew pew? Oh, yeah? What kind? And what for? All you guys can see is this chair. Charlie's over there chewing on something. California, you might get a scholarship to America, by the way. That would be cool, Monder. Biggest hucks you've ever picked. You camped by Glacier Park for 2 weeks. Nice, dude. I bet you've already picked 100 fucking gallons this year. Pistol and crazy people live in Utah. Oh, yeah. So you're wanting just straight up like a personal defense, like carry weapon? Maybe visit Montana? I mean, it's pretty out of the way, and there's a lot of really cool things like the Grand Canyon. Well, I don't know. That's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, too. But yeah, like Las Vegas would be cool to go to, or yeah, like LA, New York City. But yeah, it'd be cool to like get an RV and travel the U.S. and go to every state, or it'd be cool to get like a really badass car and travel the U.S. Just check out everywhere. And to go shooting with friends. You got a budget in mind, Viper? Yeah, I should get. That'd be cool. Like I said, I picked a little bit. Callie's dad and I went up China the other day, and I got 4 gallons in about 2 hours. Some Americans are rude, Vaishali. It depends on where in America you go. A lot of the big cities, you'll find there's a lot of rude people, and it's just because it's difficult to travel around in the cities. I think people are just sick of each other. There's kind of like a veil of anonymity that you have when you're lost in a sea of people like that. And it's like you deal with people, but you'll probably never see that person again, you know? So when they cut you off in traffic or whatever, you can flip them the bird and it's not a big deal. Like when you live in a small town, if somebody cuts you off and you flip them off, you're going to see them at the grocery store the next day, or you might see them at your high school the next day. Like, you know, people just have to be nicer to each other in a smaller community, and that's what you'll find. At least that's what I've experienced. $300. Oh shit. Oh shit. We're going on the cheap end of shit. Kids seeing people have a hard time adjusting to this kind of life in America. Yeah, it is kind of the land of excess. You know, just a lot of shit. It could be hard to decide what you want to do, and you end up just stun locked by the whole thing. Yeah, $300 is pretty low, dude. You might be able to get like a used Glock or something. I would try to find something like that. Like go to a fucking gun shop and see what they've got in like Glocks or Springfields, maybe. But don't get anything less than that. Like there's like high points and there's some really cheap shit. I would seriously stray away from that. You might be able to get like a low caliber, like a 22 or maybe a 22 Magnum pistol for around that price. Charlie, what the fuck? When did you get all dirty? Oh my God, Charlie. We are in trouble. Oh my God, Charles. What the fuck? Charlie, you can't go back in the house like that. What did you do? All right, kid, have a good one, man. Hope you get a lot of berries. Be safe out there. Make sure you beat your bucket. I know you know. Yeah, 9 mil's a good cal. It's a good caliber. It's summer in the U.S., Vaishali. We're northern hemisphere. Molly's all tired. She's like, why are we out here? Why are we out here? Why are we hanging out for so long, Papa? It's 5:30 in the morning. Can we just go back inside and lay on the couch? Ow. He fucking dug a hole or something. Let me see this little bastard. Look at this little guy. He is muddy. Charlie, what did you do? You got me in trouble. I'm gonna have to give you a bath. There's no way. You gotta see him in the light. Charlie, you've really outdone yourself this time. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, you're so muddy. Well, that's okay. We'll just stay out here for a while. He's fine. It's not quite as bad as yesterday. Or not yesterday, but the day before when he was digging that hole out here. Yeah, there was stars earlier. I was watching a whole fucking Starlink satellite chain go through, but then it got all foggy and shit. Now it looks like this. Just gray. Everywhere gray. Viper with the $2 super chat saying, good doggo, for getting so muddy. Yeah. Thanks, Viper. I am probably going to have to give him a bath because I can't let him get on the furniture or anything like that. Callie will be pissed off. We got new couches like earlier this year, you know. And then, of course, we get a puppy. Got 2 big-ass lap dogs. Molly's probably about 85 pounds. Smokey's about 100 pounds, you know, and we can yell at them and tell them to get down as much as we can, but we've let them on the furniture too much in the past, so now they insist, which I don't give a shit, you know. Like our new furniture's pretty durable, and it's not like suede leather or some bullshit that's gonna rip easy, so it's fine. But my feet are freezing though. I can't believe how good my battery is on my phone, you guys. I've been live for like almost 2 hours, and it went from 50%, we're down to 29%. One of your cats are so fat he can't bathe himself, and he started to smell, so you need to spend a ton of money to take him to the groomers. Oh, God. He's just a fat cat, huh? I've got 2 kitties. They're not that fat, though. They're kind of outside cats, or they live in the garage, and then in the wintertime, we bring them in if it gets really cold. Oh, look at these 2, you guys. Who will win this epic tug of war? Oh, I guess it was Molly. She said, give me that. I'll move this chair. Oh. Charlie got it. Neighbor's motion light came on. Probably a deer over there. Ooh, it's getting really foggy, like even like right here where I'm sitting. Oh shit. Look at all this fog. Super foggy. It's like Silent fucking Hill out here, you guys. Oh, you know what? Tastes like there's a seed in my weed, man. That pisses me off. Oh, dude. The street light's super misty looking. I gotta show you guys. Hopefully Charlie doesn't try to sneak out. Stay back, you little varmints. No. 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 I stay back. Only I'm outside the wire, you little shits. Look at how, that's how foggy it is right now. There's my key cat. What are you doing, little key cat? You freezing out here? Oh, yeah. You cold little key cat. Oh, my minksters. What are you doing, kitty? Come here. Oh, the little murder machine. She's so black you can't even see her. Yeah. You're so cuddly. How you doing this morning, little minksters? Oh, she really likes to rub her face in my beard. Yeah. Ugh. What are you doing, minksters? You're just a good little kitty. Yeah? What are you doing? Oh, you're so cuddly. Yeah. Okay. I love you too, minksters. Yeah, little purr monster. Oh, yeah. You're not too mad at me for making you into a machine gun the other day? Oh, no bites. No love bites. I pet my kitties really hard. You know, you just like not aggressively necessarily, but I push really hard when I pet them, and I think they think I'm their mom or something because I just it's like you got to imagine when they're a kitten and their mom is licking their head. It's like just moving them around. If you really pay attention when cats are really little, you know, their mom is just like manhandling them basically, and that's kind of how you have to be with your cats. And they will, I don't know, it's weird. They like it. Just be a little rough with them, not in a mean way. Just, you know, pet them kind of hard. They like it. Plus, I think it like cleans their fur or something. Yeah. All right, Mingsters. I'm gonna go back to the backyard because it's freezing out here and it's weird. There's so much fog. Don't look at my red door. Like I could see all the stars just a little bit ago. And now it's just freaking gray. Been dealing with this. Oh, wait, you've been dealing with your back pain for about 6 years and doctors can't find why you have the pain? Oh, good. What do you do at work, dude? I'm wondering what it is you're doing. Maybe that's hurting your back. I forgot about the motion light for a second. Damn, that thing's bright. All right, watch out, you little jerks. No, watch out, Charlie. You're not getting out. You're not getting out. Ha ha. It got colder, you guys. It was like 48 earlier. Yeah, it's about 46. Oh, shit. Turn. My feet are freezing. Let's go in the house. Come on. Oh, Charlie, fuck. Charlie, come here. Charlie. Charlie. Oh my God, he's running upstairs. You better not get in my bed. Charlie. Charlie. You little fucker. We gotta bathe you. We could bathe him in the sink. Like a baby. Hold on. Charlie Charlton. First of all, you guys gotta be taller. Not one Mr. Clean joke. What's wrong with you guys? No, it's a desk job. But the one you had before this one, you can see why it gave you back pain, and it's fucked up your back working at a Kroger, bringing in carts. Oh yeah, I bet. Well, and it could be, you know, a shitty chair can make all the difference. Like some desk jobs can be really hard on your back. They say we're not really meant to sit down like at all. Charlie. Charlie. There's the little buddy. Come here. You little muddy shit. Look at how dirty my hand got just picking him up. Wait for this water to warm up. Yeah, I shaved my head just the other day. My hair was growing in like stupid, so I didn't care. Alright, hold on, Charlie. We gotta get it just right for you. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, Charlie, you're the one that did this to yourself. You're at the groomers right now. Welcome to your life. Yep. You're in the sink. Getting a shower. That's perfect. Maybe a little too warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. All right. Let's get your little paws. You want to be all dirty. Shit, I should have grabbed a towel first. Good boy. He's a good boy. Yep. He's a good boy. He's a good Charlie. Yeah. All right. All right. Charles. You're about as wet as a rat. You're as wet as a rat. All right. Don't shake yet. No! Charlie, no! All right. No, get off the couch. Charlie, come here. Come here. Come here. No, come here. No, let me. No. No, come here. Charlie. Oh, I got you. Catch him with a towel. He bit me on the back of my head, but I haven't done the Charlie bit my finger yet. No. What are you doing in there, Charlie? You're just so content. Are you just swaddled? Oh, look at this little baby. Oh, Charlie. Did you play so hard out there you just got super tired? Are you super tired now? Are you gonna go to sleep? Are you so tired? Yeah. Well, we gotta dry you off. Hold on. Molly's like, fuck that guy. He's getting way too much attention. Yeah, Molly, you want to go in the sink? You want to go in the sink, Molly? Oh, yeah. That's a good boy, Charlie. Yeah. 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 Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah? You're still a little dirty though. I think the floor got pretty dirty. We'll just use this towel. Watch out. Little Charles. Little Charlton. Here, play on this towel. Play on it. There you go. Dry yourself off. Yep, dry yourself off on the towel. That's what happens, Charlie. The gnarly. Charlie is so gnarly. Oh, Molly, you're a good girl too. Come here. Yeah. Oh, look who can't stand it though. He's like, fuck that. Don't look at her. All right, you little jerks. We need to chill out. What time is it? 5:46. Shit. I don't know what to do, you guys. Look at my house plants. This one house plant right there is crazy. You miss having a dog? Yeah, I bet, dude. It's fun, but it's also a lot of work. But yeah, look at this house plant. It's in this pot right here that my finger's on, right there, that one. And when we first got it, it was probably about the amount of foliage that's between my finger right there, right? Like it was seriously just like a plant with some leaves, like this big. And then it started growing these arms, and I put hooks in the ceiling to hook it to. And I mean, its root system is just contained in that little pot. Like this little pot right here. But it is going up there. And then it's got a branch going up that way. And it's even got some that go down like underneath. Charlie, you're being really gnarly. This one right here hangs down quite a ways. Yeah, we use these water globe things, and this plant will suck one of these little water globes down every single day. And then this is another weird little tropical plant. I'm not sure what the hell it even is, but it's bloomed this year, and it's really beautiful, actually. Got two plants like that at work. We're pot bound and hadn't been repotted in 15 years. Nice. Yeah, it's cool to repot plants like that. I think this one is kind of okay for now, because I don't know how much bigger I want it to get, you know? It's already going across half the living room here. But, yeah. And there's a bunch of weird plants up here. I don't even know what the hell they're all called. They're just like a bunch of weird ferns and crap. And then I've got my carnivorous plants over here. And my aloe. Charlie, are you a cat? He's like, yeah, I'm part cat. Look at Callie's computer just going crazy over there, screensaver. But yeah, I've got a Venus flytrap there that I've been keeping going for about 3 years now. Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna turn this motherfucker. But yeah, that's a Venus flytrap that I've kept going, like I said, for about 3 years. it bloomed this spring, and it grew a really big, pretty like flower stalk, and then like as soon as it got done with its little flower thing, I cut that off, and then it's just been kicking butts. It's actually got a fly in one of the pods, like that. I don't know where my finger is here. This end right here, not the one on the very end, but the one right underneath it has a fly in it. You can kind of see the dark spot in the middle. Actually, let me just take this off the tripod. There's a fly. You can see him. Screw you, fly. And then that's my aloe that is kind of looking sad. I might need to repot it. It's actually like two different aloes just intertwined with each other. And then got a pitcher plant. It's got some little pitchers that catch bugs, allegedly. This is another one, but I think its pitchers are... Well, there's maybe a couple of them that are okay. This is another Venus flytrap. It's just a different variant, I think, than the one I've got up here. Just a little kind of different. And then this is a pitcher plant as well. It's just the pitchers grow at the end of these stalks. But it almost died when we first got it, so it's barely coming back to health here. And then in this jar, we've got like a terrarium style thing going on. We just keep the lid on, you know, we don't even water this. It's succulent plants you have the most of. All from one you bought at a school fair back in 92, 93. Oh shit. That's pretty cool. I've been watching this stuff about making bonsai trees. I think that's pretty neat too. Have like a fucking old ass bonsai in a pot. What are you two fuckheads doing over here? You guys like my coat rack on the ceiling? That's a conversation starter right there. It's right next to my fireplace because in the wintertime, when your snowsuit or your coat gets all wet from the snow, you kind of need to be able to hang it up next to the fireplace so it'll dry. And so I mounted a coat rack on the ceiling just for that. Oh my God. See that old table? That table is an old stump. It's really cool actually, because you can still see the roots and stuff in the bottom. If you could see, but it's really dark in here. Look at these two idiots. You guys are trashing the living room. Got an epic tug of war with my sock. Hey, that's my sock. Who is gonna win? We've got Molly the Stump weighing in at 85 pounds versus Charlie the Gnarly, who's gave up now. Okay. Fine, Charlie. Fine. Charlie? He likes to parkour around the living room. Charlie, it's not even 6 o'clock in the morning, bud. No barking. No borking. No borks. Oh, Molly. Molly's my favorite dog in the whole world. Yeah, it's just Molly. She's my favorite. Oh. She left me. Charlie. You two little jerks. Get over here. Give me that. That's mine. That's my sock. Mine. It's mine. I've cut me a Charlie fish. No. It's my sock. Ow! Watch it, you almost got my beard. Get you. Get you. Get you. Get you. Mm. Molly is the winner. Alright, you guys, well, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I might go kill a couple zombies and then go back to sleep. I'll see you next time.